So I'm here with Rebekah Bradford, a U.S. speed skater. She has been skating since she was 5 years old, competing internationally since she was 13. And Rebekah, this is your first Olympics. Thank you for taking time to talk to us. What has the experience been like?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun meeting other people, other athletes from other sports, and hearing how they got to be here. And it's been really inspirational hearing everyone's story.
And how did you get into speed skating? Because 13 is pretty young to start thinking about, the Olympics or competing.
Actually, I got the Olympic dream when I was 5. I was watching Bonnie Blair and Dan Jensen win their medals, and it's been in our family. My grandfather speed skated, and all my aunts and my uncles speed skated, so it's a family tradition for us.
So you just qualified for the Olympics December 30th, and that was quite a dramatic story because you actually fell in your qualifying and you thought you'd lost the dream. Tell me about that. What happened?
Oh, that was such an epic day. Like, talk about emotional whiplash. I'm like coming, I know I'm on a good time, and I know it's, honestly, like, I'm pretty sure I would have the spot if I would have finished it. And I fell 20 to 30 feet before the red line, and I'm Supermaning it like this across the line. I had a tear in the butt of my suit and just crying, like, really, what do you do? Like, I told myself I would never react that way, and then here I am. After I finally got off the ice and stuff, I talked to the referees, and they're like, "Are you worried you have a reskate?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I only have a half hour before I'm supposed to do reskate. There's no way I'm gonna make the team. I already did a full out effort."
And that really pulls everything out of your body, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I was my quads were shaking as I'm walking down the stairs.
So was it tempting to just give up at that point, to say you know what, I didn't do it?
Yeah,
that's that.
My 3-year-old nephew was my hero that day. I think that if he wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have reskated, but I didn't want him to look back at that point of his life. I don't know if he'd remember or not, but to demonstrate to get up after you fall, and you never know what's going to happen. And there's a verse in Proverbs, I think it's 24:18, I could be getting the reference wrong, but it says the righteous man falls 7 but gets up 8. And I had that verse in my hand, and I was like, well, I might as well just skate. My friends and family are here. I'm not going to have that in their memory as my last race, because I was going to be done if I didn't make the Olympic team. And I get to the line, and the race started, and I couldn't hear my lap times or how fast I was going or anything. I had no clue. My coaches were just my cheerleaders on the back stretch. They didn't even give me any times or anything. And I cross the line, and I got a career best. I got the time to beat, and I come around and I see why I couldn't hear anything, because I had people lined up from the whole 100-meter stretch cheering, and the whole Utah Olympic Oval stopped for me that day to cheer me on. It was so humbling and I don't know, thrilling too at the same time.
What was that feeling like then, coming here knowing that you got a second chance that you never expected?
Yeah.
You made it when you didn't even know you were going to make it. Did you feel like there's some sense of destiny to come here?
Yeah, I think it definitely was. I think it was God's way of telling me just to, know that I'm in the palm of His hand, and that He's in control, and He has good things. He works everything out for the good of the people who believe in Him. It's been a great testimony, and it strengthened my relationship with Him. I don't know, at the beginning of the season, I asked God to show me love. I'm I want you to teach me your love, show me your love. And I felt that, you want to feel it within the next day, have your answer prayer. And throughout this whole season, I watched Him, and you can't really doubt that when you have that feeling from going, "Oh, my child, you just fell, let me pick you up and see what will happen." So it's been great, yeah.
That's a beautiful picture, and you've been very vocal about your faith in God, but it hasn't always been very solid. You had a time where you kind of went away from the faith you grew up in. Tell me about that.
When I was growing up, maybe I just wasn't really involved in it. I was mostly involved in skating, and that was pretty much what I did. That was my Sunday morning. We always went to skating, and when I decided to move to Salt Lake City, I was like, well, obviously there's no God. I don't believe that there is a God in here. And but those 3 years when I first moved to Salt Lake City, it was probably one of the most depressing time periods in my life, and I've tried everything to try to find some kind of joy in my life, and I've hit rock bottom. My brother calls me on the phone. He goes, "Hey, Beck, I found this really awesome church. I really would like you to come to it." And I was like, "I'll go with you just so you're not getting involved with the cult." So I went, and like everything, like I don't know what was said in the sermon or what happened, but like from that moment I was like, well, everything I learned as a child is truth. And have not, like, whenever I'm there in Salt Lake City on a Wednesday or Saturday, I'm always there. I won't miss it if I'm not there.
So you don't even know what happened. You just had this moment of like revelation, or you know, where you just said it was truth, and then what happened? How did that change your life?
It's been a work in progress, but yeah, like God is definitely working out the kinks in my life. I have a stronger relationship with all of my family career across the board, and family, and I just like see like the world, like a perspective of the world a lot differently. I feel a lot lighthearted, and I have a lot more joy with what I do. And bad things happen, yeah, but you know, I can get through it a little bit easier than, you know, going out and having a couple of beers or whatever to like solve my life's issues or whatever. What happened inside, I don't really know how to describe it. It's not like there's anything I did on my own. It's just I accepted Jesus into my heart, and he's just clearing everything out of there.
And as an athlete, you know, people have different rituals that they do, different superstitions, different things that they rely on to help them, because it's a mental game as well as a physical one.
Yeah.
How do you rely on your faith, or how does that make a difference for you as an athlete?
I think it makes a really huge difference. There's a couple of athletes on the speed skating team who use a reference for the audience of one. It really helps like clear out the distractions of the crowd and like family, and like what are you really competing for, where are your priorities, and that really helps. It really like helps you prioritize where your focus is when you're training. Like, oh, if I roll out of bed and I'm super tired and I don't want to train, well, I'm like, well, this is God's will. I'm going to do my best, and it gives me motivation to get through the day. Or to do the day, not get through the day.
To do the day.
Yeah.
So you just competed here, and I know that you probably had dreams maybe to do a little better than you did,
yeah.
So a little disappointing, your result. How are you processing that now? You've had a little bit of time to think it through.
I told my coach today I was kind of hoping for a little bit more honey in my tea, but it definitely, you know what, I accomplished a lot. I had to go through, even through the month of January, I had to battle some things out, and he's proud with what I did, and I'm happy with, you know, I was kind of hoping for a better result, but I'm still happy. I'm here, and I'm going to take it with me. I think I'll go for another 4 years, and this definitely will help me get some experience in my bank.
As you leave here, and I know you said you want to continue on speed skating, what would you like people to know about you or to say about you?
I don't know, I guess I just would really like to inspire people to really look hard into finding the truth, and to really believe the best about themselves, to go, well, you know, figure out what their goals are and see if it really is worth fighting for, and fight for it. And I think Martina McBride has an amazing song where she's talking about like, well, what if I build up my whole life and some storm comes by and takes it away? And I think you should just do it anyway, and do it with your full effort. And you know, if you get the gold, great, and if you don't, it's not everything. It's, you know, it's a lot with the journey and the people that you meet that make it priceless.
And I know that's just one more step on your journey, because you are going to continue speed skating and competing. It's been so great to meet you. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. It was nice to meet you too.